Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday morning open Rise and Shine. Hope everybody's doing all right. Actually, I hope this thing's even working. Well, had a big shindig here at the winery last night. Lots of people, wild time out there, loud music, big party, 50th anniversary of the, I forget what they called it, when a bunch of the Vietnamese refugees came over like 50 years ago. This base this base here, Fort Chaffee, played a large role in that. Gordon's, good morning. So this is an open live. We normally do these for members only, but Saturdays are open, so anybody can join. Scott, Poison, good morning. I got a text from Zach earlier saying he had a situation, so he is probably not going to make it to the Rise and Shine. Jeffrey, good morning. If you're not a member, feel free to jump in the chat and say good morning. Rimfire, good morning. Who will be the first peasant? Dave, good morning. GTD, showing up. So it's a pretty neat deal. The guy that came that was doing the food for their event, there was like 400 people here, and young kid, 5-star Michelin chef out of Houston, Texas, and he and I traded some shine and some food. I saw he left a big plate of food in the fridge for us because they were using our space to go back and forth to the winery kitchen where they were setting up and doing all their prep and all of that. Blue Corn and Miss Mary's book are arriving today. Hell yeah. Paul, good morning. Let me scoot this over just a little bit so I can see those numbers there. How's everybody doing? Who's running this weekend? Let's see, I can't remember who said they were doing something. Somebody's doing a super simple, I think. Good morning, Joe. Brian, good morning. Brian, one of the newer members. Good to have you. We've got, yesterday was quite a bit busier than I thought it was going to be. I thought yesterday was going to be a kind of a slow-paced day. It wasn't. Maybe today will be a slow-paced day. I've got 5 or 6 orders to get out. Poison says, Sai, I got 7 gallons off of 31 gallons of wash yesterday. Well, hell yeah. Rodney, good morning. Rick, good morning. Rick will be doing the super simple later. Hey, Rick, do you have a different handle over on TikTok? If you want to share it here. It gets confusing to me because, you know, people have different handles on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, even in the MeWe group, people use different handles. And sometimes I'm talking to one person, and I think I'm interacting with 2 or 3 different people. Matt Terrell, good morning, everyone. Yeah, good morning, Matt. Good to see you in the live. These lives, Monday through Friday, every morning, Rise and Shine. They're normally for members only, but Saturdays, everybody can join. You don't have to be a member to join, so it's good to see you in here, Matt. Thursdays, we're going to start doing Thursdays in open live also, but That's kind of a new thing. Paul's running some Frosted Flakes and Rice Krispies. Awesome. Machinist, good morning. Matt T's first peasant. Peasant is the loving nickname we give to people who are not channel members. Robert, good morning. BXBYD with a bunch of different emojis. Thanks for the emojis. Glad you're in here. Rick says, yes, West Virginia Country Boy 80. Okay, that's good to know. Where do I find Miss Mary's book? On your website? If you go to, dadgumma. If you go to either the Homebrew Center or Still in the Clear shop page, you can find it both in both of those places. You go to the shop, and then I think it's under ebooks and guides or something like that, the category that it's under in the shop. If any of the moderators are in here and can find that on the website and share a link, that'd be great. Jason, weirdest shit just happened. Had two identical pans side by side with my wheat I'm trying to malt, both covered with paper towels. One of them paper towels was wet, the other dry. Yeah, that's interesting. Dave is on HBC site. Scott says it's on the HBC site, homebrewcenter.com. Okay, style. Iron Duke gave me some great advice to put tomato paste in a stuck mash, and it worked great. Yeah, Rimfire, you can always find some great advice over there in Moonshine for Beginners from lots of folks. And of course, the Duke has quite a bit of knowledge he can share. The one with wet paper towels covered in ants and not a single ant on the other. That's even weirder. BLKF, what's up, brother? Just doing the morning live. Rodney with the 5 gifted memberships. That is an entry into the still that we're giving away next Thursday. Still just like that one over my shoulder there. Except that's a 10-gallon. We're giving away a 5-gallon. Terry, good morning. Oh, hell, Adam May received a gifted membership. That's awesome. We tossed them our scraps. Let them eat cake. Richard, good morning. 1 Pound Daddy going out. Yeah, actually, I think that went out yesterday, Whiskey. No trolling today, I hope. We'll see. We'll see. Windsong might be in there in the background taking care of all that for us. BLK, don't even know what that means, bro. Old Farm Show. Well, how's it going? Good to see you in here. Rodney Mifflin, that's right. 5 gifted memberships equals an entry into the still giveaway next week, next Thursday. It'll be the last still that we give away this month. And it'll make a total of 5 stills we have given away. One of the pans was covered in ants. He forgot to mention that part. No, no, he mentioned it, Moon Man. I saw that. That's wild. I don't know anything, can't even tell you why that's that. Did you see the printed hydrometer and test tube mounts in MeWe? I have not seen it. I'll jump over there today and see if I can see those. Thank you, Machinist, for posting that. There's Windsong. Hey, baby. Man, the comments are coming in fast. Got 30 pounds yellow dent, 5 pounds malted barley, 2 pounds rye, and a 20-gallon batch. Day 3. Airlock ripping like a chainsaw. Well, hell yeah. That's awesome, Dan. That is awesome. 37 pounds and 20-gallon batch. Had a starting gravity. Did you take a starting gravity? What was it, like 1060, 1055? There we go. I caught up to the comments. 40 people in the live right now. That is awesome. That is awesome. You guys hit that like button. See how many people we can get in here in this live this morning. Normally a private live for members only, but Saturday mornings open to everyone. Sipping on some Buffalo Trace weeded bourbon, White Dog. A home aged for 1 year. Cheers, you bunch of crazies. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Rick Novicus. Hi there. How can I improve my quantity produced? Typically only get 1.5 gallons from a 10-gallon wash. Just have a basic starter stainless Beaver steel. Thank you. Rick, that is about what you can, that's about what you can expect from a 10-gallon batch. 1.5 gallons. So the higher your ABV of your wash that goes into your pot, the more yield you'll get for a final product. So you're probably somewhere around 9, 10, 11% ABV. If you really want to work on yield, then bump that up to 15% ABV or even higher if you can get it higher. That will increase your yield. You can also do stripping runs and then a spirit run. That kind of helps with yield, sort of. But yeah, 1.5 gallons is about what you can expect there, brother. Has Windsong's Mountain Brandy finished? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she can jump in here and let y'all know, see if she's checked it. I know it's got to be close because the cap has begun to fall, so it's headed towards the end of the ferment. Is the sweet feed mash a cold or a hot mash? I do a hot mash on it, but it's basically just to pull more flavor from the corn and the sweet feed. But you can do it as a cold mash. It'll still work because that's you're just adding sugar. You're not converting any of the starches with that. I'm assuming you're talking about the super simple beginner recipe that's actually 2 parts corn to 1 part sweet feed, KRB. Rick, be sure to run your tails and add to the next run. Yeah, you can add all your feints to another run. You bet, Rick. Found Miss Mary's book, bought the book. Awesome. You'll be happy with that book. That's a really good one. Rodney, got the wife's run fermenting and running the last of my corn liquor tomorrow, the next weekend, making one of the kits I got from you. That's awesome, Rodney. I hope you love it. Winsong says she hasn't checked the mash yet today. We will probably going to have to run that one, I would imagine, honey, after we move, because next weekend is moving time. Jason says, I'm going to try an experiment when I do my rye whiskey mash. Going to gelatinize the corn in the oven. Interesting. Yeah, never done it that way. I don't know why you couldn't. Just got 3 bags in each box. Don't think, oh, okay, you just bought the sweet feed to make just a straight sweet feed run. Yeah, you can do that either as a cold mash or a hot mash because you're going to be adding sugar anyway. If I just add 10 pounds of sugar to 5 gallons of water, do you know offhand what the potential ABV is? Yeah, so that's going to come out to around a starting gravity of 1090. That's going to give you about an ABV of 10-ish%. If someone wants to do that calculation, I know there's a number of people in here that can do that calculation, or just look at the triple scale hydrometer. 2 pounds of sugar to 1 gallon of water is going to come out to be about 1090 starting gravity. When you say add tails to the next run, does that mean you dump them in the still distillation with a new mash? Yes. Let's see, Rick McCullen, the rye bourbon kit I bought tastes a lot like Crow. Interesting. Oh, Crown. Okay, I was gonna say. Collector Rick, good morning. Terry says, Jason, it will work. Done it that way during winter months up here. That's odd, Rick. I thought it tasted like ducks. Don't know what that means. Poison. David, Zach, I got a text from Zach this morning saying he had a situation going on, so he's probably not going to make it to the live. The type of sugar in a sugar wash affects flavor too. White sugar almost always tastes like gasoline. Oh man, Shiner man, I don't get that always from sugar, table sugar. I'll be glad when cooler weather come back. Not a summer guy the older I get. I'm still a summer person. I still prefer the heat over the cold. What's the process of gelatinizing corn in the oven? Yeah, that's a good question, Paul. How are you going to do that, Jason? I assume you would just put it in a huge pan with some water. I don't know. It's a good question. How are you going to do that, Jason? Paul, good morning. I should get a package today. Okay, Rick, awesome. Rimfire, I learn or hear something new every time. Hadn't heard hot and cold mash before. Need you old videos on moonshine term and meanings. Thanks for education. So Rimfire, a cold mash just means you're not heating everything up. You're just heating it up to whatever your temperature range is for your yeast. I've never had a gasoline flavor come out of white sugar. Yeah, I think he might have been using a little bit of hyperbole there, saying he doesn't like white sugar. It does have a bit more of a bite to it. Amen to cooler weather. Bought and used your high temperature amylase and glucoamylase. Do y'all make the liquid enzymes you sell? They work amazingly. We don't buy them. We get them from a wholesale supplier. We do not make them ourselves. What's the difference between dextrose and sugar, and is dextrose a better option than sugar? Yeah, dextrose is a sugar. It is a corn sugar for the most part. And it does do better than regular sugar in the sense that most people feel like it has a less bite, and also the yeast do seem to really like it. Like you have fewer fermentation struggles with dextrose. Another big difference is it's quite a bit more expensive. Get it up to 200 degrees in the oven and then put it on the stove, and then put it in the oven at 200 for 90 minutes. Okay, gotcha, Jason. Let us know how that goes, man. Let us know how your conversion goes with it. I might try that myself. My corn and barley shine has good smell, but a very sharp afterburn. That's why I'm wanting to make super simple to see if the oats in the sweet feed help with the taste. Yeah, so you will notice quite a bit of difference in the taste. I'm not so sure it's the oats in the sweet feed. I think it has more to do with the molasses, but it's definitely a different flavor. Most people seem to really like it. Dextrose is corn sugar, not sugar cane. Yes, dextrose corn sugar, much cleaner than cane. CT oven, not when I need corn to boiling water, mix well, place in the oven, stir every 15 minutes. Amylase is helpful. Cool, all right. Rick, I opened an oat whiskey with toasted apple chips and one with Jack Daniel's barrel chips. Great color and flavor in a week and a half. Awesome, Rick. Jason, Bearded and Bored does that a lot. I have not seen Bearded do that. Should have 44 thumbs up. I don't know how many we got. Oh, we got 21. 46 people in the chat. Yeah, hell, let's get a few more thumbs up. Smash the like button, Dave says. I'll be damned. Didn't know that. Thanks, everyone. You're welcome, Caribbean. This is where you come to get your answers. Joe, he also mashes in corn using apple juice instead of water. I have seen that. Dextrose is way more expensive than white granular sugar. Yeah, it's quite a bit more expensive. A 50-pound bag here at the shop, if you pick it up, is like $89, $90, something like that for a 50-pound bag. Little brand in mashed smooth liquor. Nice. Everybody's sharing the tips today. Shua said you can convert sugar with enzymes instead of acid. How do you go about doing that? Didn't get a chance to ask him on TikTok the other day. Shua said you can convert sugar with enzymes instead of acid. Are you talking about inverted sugar? Invert sugar with acid, boiling it. If you're talking about that, I don't know. I've never tried using the enzymes to invert sugar. Would you recommend Werther's candy or the caramel extract for Winsong's caramel apple post flavor recipe? I would recommend you try both. Winsong recommends the extract, and she's pretty good at that game. So maybe start with that. And if you want to try the Werther's, try the Werther's. The Werther's did come out pretty good. I really liked it. It is pretty messy though. Like it's kind of a mess to do. Aging on toasted cherry wood is delicious. Yeah, we did a brandy here at the shop on cherry wood, and it was very nice. Rick says yes. Yeah, so I've never tried to invert sugar with the enzymes, so I don't know for sure, Rick. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't just use lemon juice, honestly, because it's so easy just to use the lemon juice, and lemon juice is way cheaper. Wake and bake. I think he's talking about inverting sugar with enzymes. Yeah. Has anyone ever tried using enzymes to convert the unfermentables in molasses? Yeah, I have. And it's, first of all, it's only the, you can't do it with the alpha. You have to use the glucoamylase. And I've had it work and I've had it not work. So I think it depends on what the unfermentables are, because I think there are some unfermentables that even the gluco doesn't break down. Did you get information about Carl's maple syrup? I did not, Caribbean. Sai asking for a friend. Y'all should stock Long Star Poultry chopped steel cut corn. I believe people would purchase. Man, I've never even heard of that. Let me write that down. I'll check into it. Let's see, what'd you call it? Long Star Poultry chop steel. Long Poultry. All right, I'll check that out, Bubba. I'll see if I can get my hands on it. Lynn, good morning. For every 2 liters of wash, my yield is approximately 300 milliliters of liquor. I discard the tails. All right. I'm not good with the liters, milliliters, converting it in my head. So I don't know what that is. Thanks. I'm just trying to learn everything I can. You bet, Rick. This is the place to do it. Back porch made it. I know I've been asked where I'm getting mine. Okay, Poison, cool. Angel, good morning. Good to have you in here. Dang, let's just stick to good old corn. Well, man, there's thousands of different ways to make a good shine. Corn is definitely one of them. Post-sweetening helps a little. Any way to get the rubbing alcohol taste out of my brandy? That's going to be the cuts. So when you're doing a brandy, you have more heads in your cuts. So get a little tighter with your cuts, and you can get rid of the rubbing alcohol. That's the heads. The rubbing alcohol taste comes from the heads. I used cornstarch and it was pretty cheap. The enzymes converted it just like the corn. Yeah, that's cool. I imagine it would. Do you get the same flavor? I would imagine there would be less corn flavor with just the starch. I'm curious. I don't know for sure. Just throwing this out there. I think a fun thing for y'all to do on lives could be having members send in recipes and y'all do their recipes. Love that idea. Absolutely love that idea. I might see if I can figure that out. Oh, just to let you guys know too, on the YouTube channel, there should now be a community section for the members where you guys can make posts in the community, in a community section for all the members. So it's almost like it would almost be like the MeWe chat room or something like that. I don't have any idea how it works. I just got notified that it got turned on. So if someone wants to go experiment with that about making posts on the YouTube channel where you can, I think you can share pictures and all kinds of stuff. That may be a great place for you guys to share your recipes, and we could pick them and make some of them. I think that's a great idea. I love it. Oops, what happened? What happened? What did I do? Why won't this go away? There we go. Let's see. My apple brandy is strong with rubbing alcohol taste, and it's cut down to 100 proof. Yeah, Whiskey Rebel, like I said, there's nothing you can do about it at this point in time. It's a done deal now. Maybe some aging, you could soften that up, but that problem you're having is a heads cut problem. Dang, let's just stick to good old corn liquor, cracked corn, yeast, sugar. Michael, that is certainly one way to do it. But there are a bunch of different ways to do it. Douglas, good morning. 30-gallon still just arrived. I'm super excited. Angel, that is quite exciting. Where'd you get your still? If you want to share that information. It's about exactly like using Dextrose. I think I've missed part of the chat, Tim. I don't know what that is about. Good morning, new. Good morning, new to all this. Just wanted to say thanks, and I look forward to learning as much as I can. Daniel, you're in the right place. These morning live streams, we answer questions. Thursday night live streams, we answer questions. Jump in the Moonshine for Beginners MeWe group if you're not already a member over there. Maybe one of the moderators can drop a Moonshine for Beginners an invitation link for Daniel, actually for anyone who wants to join the Moonshine for Beginners group. That's where the real knowledge sharing, tips, tricks of the trade, all that, that's the real place to get everything you want to find out. Ask your questions, get help, everything. Homer Joe, just had my first ever scorched batch. I was able to get it clear filtering, but it is there anyway to fix the awful. Now, once you've scorched it, it's man, it's a done deal. In fact, I've even tried rerunning a scorch, and it's still, you can still taste it. I've seen brandy kits on other websites. They're concentrated such as peach flavor. Maybe that's something you could sell someday. I've never used one or maybe brandy yet. So yeah, we actually sell those in the shop. They're wine kits. It's just a wine kit. But yeah, you can peach, blackberry, black raspberry, all kinds of different flavors of kits, and it's just like a syrup kit, and it comes with all the yeast and your nutrients and everything you need. But yeah, we don't sell those on the website because we can't really ship them. They weigh so much. It's like, I don't know how companies can do that. Brandy kit. Also, you can get, who is that? Vintners. Oh, I think North Georgia Steel Co. sells it on their website, but it comes in gallon jugs, and it's basically just a fruit syrup that you can make brandies with too. Something Vintners, I can't remember the name of it. Members mash book coming soon. Hint, hint. That's not a bad idea, Terry. Richard, I am a small batch distiller to try different flavors, and some folks in here use metric system. Yeah, most of the viewers on the channel are in the US, and there are quite a few people that do watch, and people who are in the group, in the MeWe group and everything, that use the metric system. I wish I could easily do those conversions in my head so that anytime I'm talking about weights and volumes, I can just give both for people, but I just can't do it in my head. I grew up with, the freedom units, and so I just can't do that math in my head. Winsong says, welcome, Daniel Eaton. Homer, you use Brita pitcher to filter it, but if the scorch is too bad, you can use a Brita filter. Okay, to try and get that scorch out, I see. I have it aging on oak right now. I'll tighten up my cuts next run. Yeah, just remember with brandies specifically, you're gonna have more of a heads cut. Moonshine stills, okay, awesome, Angel. Yeah, good luck. Mud Grips is here. Good morning. Late because I am changing the lower control arms on the wife's car. Ugh, I had to do that on an Xterra. That was not a fun. That was, no, it wasn't never mind. It wasn't the control arm. It was the A-frame. Dextrose, you were wondering about the flavor on the cornstarch. Yes. Yes, I was wondering about the flavor on the cornstarch. Are you? Yeah. That sounds great. Someone figure that out and let me old ass know how. My still is a 55-gallon drum with a thumper tube. I built so many of these stills, it ain't funny. Costs less than $300 to put together. Michael, that's awesome. Yeah, specifically for the people who have the skill sets to build their own stills, it's definitely way cheaper. That's a job, mud grips. Yeah. There's the link for Moonshine for Beginners, Daniel. If you want to grab that link that Windsong dropped in there, that's the chat I'm just now seeing. So you guys can see I'm way behind on all these chats. But Daniel, there's a link for anyone actually that wants to join Moonshine for Beginners. That's where you can really get a lot of knowledge over there. Even if you've been doing it a while, there's a lot of very experienced distillers over there. Copper pot with a 10-gallon worm decided against the thumper. Okay. 53 people in the live. Smash that like button, Back Porch says. Owner says he's Seven Still's son. Yeah, I'm aware of who you're talking about. Sir Dig Dug, good morning. Can you even hide a scorched liquor with post flavor? Yeah, you can disguise it with post flavoring. MeWe is the university, STC is the frat house. That's funny. Going to be a busy day. Vintner's Wine Base, yeah. Oh, I'm way behind on the chats. I'm just going to drop to the bottom real quick. I may miss a few questions. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Oh. 56 people in the live right now. That's pretty awesome. So for those of you who are in the live and don't know, we do this every morning. We hang out, drink some coffee, talk some shit, and answer questions, talk about ideas. For the members only live streams, they're private, and we kind of do some behind the scenes stuff. We talk about what we're doing with the business and things that are coming out. The members usually get some sneak peeks at stuff that everybody else doesn't get. They also get to do some polls, answer some poll questions where they get to decide what we're running or how we're running it or different kinds of things. So if you're interested in that, it's $1.99 per month. I know that's a lot of money, but hey, going live every morning, you also get some extra goodies. There was also, we gave away a still this month, and it was a members only giveaway. So lots you can do with the members only membership. Anyway, that's it. I am going to jump off of here for today. I'm going to get busy, and I will see you guys Monday morning. I hope everybody has a great weekend. See you later. Come on now. There we go.